The room shimmered with elegance, all polished glass, flickering candles, and the soft strains of jazz that danced delicately through the air. It was meant to be a celebration my 38th birthday, a night of good wine, fine company, and curated affection. Clara had planned it down to the final polished fork. She greeted me that morning with a kiss to the cheek and the gentlest touch, straightening my tie with eyes that glowed like they used to. "Let's make tonight unforgettable," she whispered. And unforgettable it was, but not in the way she imagined. At the head of a long table sat Clara in a scarlet gown that seemed to hum with attention. Across from us was my brother Victor, as magnetic as ever, raising a glass in my honor, smile tight with secrets. Round us, friends and family toasted and laughed, seemingly content. But beneath the surface, tension coiled like wire. I'd known for months. The phone she kept closer than ever, the perfume she'd never worn before, late dance classes, quick, hushed calls with no explanation, and Victor always dropping by unannounced. Far too comfortable in my kitchen, his eyes too familiar with hers. My instincts weren't wrong. They never had been. So I waited. That night, I sat calmly through each course, each toast. I watched the coded glances, the shared smirks, the rehearsed casualness. Dessert came, a towering 3-tier chocolate torte dusted with gold leaf, and my name etched across it in scripted fondant. Clara lifted her glass with practiced warmth. "To Daniel," she said, "the most dependable, generous man we know." I lifted mine slowly. "I'm truly honored," I replied, my tone steady. Then it began. Victor leaned forward, his voice low but confident. "Daniel, we've talked, and it's time for honesty, real honesty." Clara reached out, her hand grazing my arm. "You're a remarkable man," she began, her voice soft, "but you're holding onto an outdated idea of love, of marriage. We want something more open, more evolved. We want you to understand and accept it." My gaze drifted around the table. My parents, her brother, friends I'd known for years. Not a single look of surprise, not one confused face. They all knew and said nothing. I set my glass down with a soft clink and offered the faintest smile. Then, with a subtle gesture, I nodded toward the 3 men stationed by the kitchen men, dressed as waiters, but carrying no trays. Clara saw them, and in that instant, the color drained from her face. They moved silently, swiftly, parting the room with calm authority. One of them, tall, broad, with the air of someone used to being, obeyed, approached the wall and tapped a concealed panel. A soft whir, a quiet hum, and a projector descended from the ceiling. "What is this?" Victor snapped, already half rising. "Sit," I said, my voice low, firm. "You'll want to watch." The first clip flickered onto the wall. Hotel lobby, time-stamped, Clara, in that unmistakable red coat, laughing. Victor beside her, holding her hand. They kissed in the elevator. The next video, his penthouse. Her lingerie, my gift from last anniversary, tangled in their embrace. Then, audio, her voice. "Daniel's kind, but let's be honest, he's dull, predictable. He'll crumble, like always." His voice followed, smug and confident. "He trusts you. He won't see it coming." Gasps, silence. My father's jaw tightened. Clara tried to speak, tried to touch my hand. "Don't," I said, recoiling. "Don't touch me." Victor shot up. "This is ridiculous. You staged this whole thing. Why? To shame us." I stood calmly and slid a manila envelope across the table to Clara. She opened it with trembling fingers. Divorce papers already signed. A prenuptial agreement. A letter from my attorney. She would receive nothing. Infidelity and public humiliation had consequences. She looked up, eyes glassy. "You planned this, every detail." I replied. "And those men, licensed investigators, everything admissible." I turned to the others, the ones who'd known, and said nothing. "Leave. Don't contact me again." Chairs scraped. Murmurs passed. Some muttered apologies. Most couldn't meet my eyes. Clara cried, "Daniel, please, this isn't you." I leaned in close. "You didn't just betray me. You ridiculed me. You let others mock the life we built." I walked out, not in rage, but with measured calm. Behind me, silence. The next morning, the headlines erupted. Tech titan Daniel Harper exposes affair between wife And brother at birthday banquet. Victor Harper faces corporate fallout after scandalous revelation. Modern love or treachery. Socialites stunned by leaked footage. Footage spread fast. I didn't bother to respond. I let the silence speak. By midday, my inbox was an avalanche of press inquiries, business messages, and sympathetic notes. I answered none. Clara unraveled first. Her pristine Instagram faded to black. She deleted post after post. Comments flooded in scorn, disbelief, shame. Victor fared no better. His investors backed out. One board member from his company sent me a message. A vote was underway to remove him. His charm had curdled in the light. Clara showed up at my office days later, red-eyed and shaking. I've lost everything, my job, my friends, my home. Victor blames me. I met her gaze, unmoved. Now you know betrayal. You didn't have to go that far, she whispered. You thought I'd quietly submit, I said. You broke our vows, mocked me, and expected gratitude. She tried again. We can rebuild, start again. I shook my head. You had everything. You destroyed it. And I let her walk away. Days passed, then weeks. Clara vanished from public view. Her parents refused to take her in. Victor sent a final message. Let's keep this civil. I didn't want you to find out that way. We're still brothers. I read it twice. Still brothers. I never replied. Instead, I retained a legal team and invoked a clause in our father's estate. Victor and I had co-owned a real estate company, inherited in equal parts. With his reputation in tatters, I made my move. Within 48 hours, I acquired his share at a scandal discount. The contract barred him from involvement in perpetuity. The company was mine, and so was the legacy. A colleague later told me Victor had shown up at an industry gala, alone, haggard. People avoided him. Deals dried up. He had become a cautionary tale. Clara, meanwhile, attempted an online redemption. Vague posts about healing and self-awareness. Few believed her. The world had seen the truth too clearly. She disappeared again. Time passed. I rebuilt. Quietly but boldly. Rebranded. Hired fresh minds. We thrived. Investors respected my precision. My restraint. I turned pain into vision. Nearly a year later, I saw them, Clara and Victor, in the lobby of my new headquarters. They looked small, faded. She wore a coat too big, as if to hide. He looked worn. His once confident posture slackened by defeat. I approached them. Daniel, she started, stepping forward. I raised a hand. No speeches, not now, not ever. Victor tried to speak. I didn't mean to. I smiled, just faintly. I didn't go that far, I said. I simply stopped protecting you. You did the rest. Clara's eyes shimmered. Can't we talk for closure? I stepped back. I found closure the day I chose peace over vengeance. I have both now, and I turned away not out of bitterness, but because I had outgrown them. Their ruin was their own. My triumph came not from their downfall, but from the life I rebuilt without them. That next birthday was different, simpler, real. I celebrated with people who stood by me, a woman whose quiet strength mirrored my own, and laughter that echoed with sincerity. There were no lies, no betrayals, just a future they would never be part of. The sweetest revenge was not destruction, that it was living a life far beyond their reach.